Right. I'm back. Yeah. So, we just finished off the watchtower thingies. I got the operation. But we have a lot of things to do here. We have to fix our gear, we have to talk to our companions. We've been running around without doing much. So, first off, let's go to the vendor here. And sell off all crappy stuff, right? Like all this. There we go. Don't need that shit. Respec. Can buy 2 of those if we need to respec. There we go. Okay. Oh, here's Blackwall. That's good. That's good. Well, we can walk around camp. Take one thing at a time. I'm gonna write some things down.
So much
stuff
easier
in my
to
diary
ignore when
here.
it's far away.
It's not a diary, but it's a notebook for
and to
gaming.
actually walk out of it, to be that close.
I was lucky.
If I hadn't been saved by the Inquisition soldiers, I don't know what would have happened.
Inquisition soldiers? That's not what I've heard. The breach, the Divine's death, the Wardens. It doesn't make sense. There's so much we don't know.
Your help will be invaluable.
Your experience with the Wardens will certainly be useful.
Mostly the treaties, I expect. Old parchments you're welcome to. What
I think
about
your
you?
knowledge will be equal.
How do you fit into all this?
Some worship me. I like that. Oh my god. I want peace. Well, I want peace.
I just want to help stop the war. Try to put things back in order.
A worthy goal, one I'm happy to support. For me, I'll be satisfied so long as we find the bastards that killed the Divine. They owe us some answers.
That's it.
I've heard rumors of abandoned Warden camps all over these parts. If we have time, I'd like to take a look. See if there's anything we can salvage.
Oh, I can romance him. But I found Alistair more... No, not Alistair. Callum. Tell me about the Wardens.
Let's talk about the Grey Wardens. You must know a lot about them.
Ah, the Wardens. I'm afraid we're less exciting than we seem.
What did he do?
The Blight's been over for 10 years. What do Wardens do when the world's not ending?
There is still Darkspawn. Just because we killed so many in Ferelden doesn't mean they're gone.
Yeah, I really am the Herald of
Andraste. It's not so
Andraste.
peaceful that there's no use for good men with swords.
That's right, Fear Phillips.
Sometimes you have to figure out for yourself what the pledge to protect others really means. It's not always about just archdemons and blights.
Oh,
You haven't had contact with other Wardens for a while.
Welcome to my channel, by the way.
That's what I've always done. Recruitment only requires one man. Besides, I've always been a loner. Works best for everyone that way.
Sure, I can do that. Is that better?
So you have no
And thank you
idea
for the
where
feedback.
rest of the
I really
Wardens
appreciate
are.
it.
Do you find that odd? The blight is over. We don't need an organized force. And orders don't change much from day to day. For the last 1,000 years or so, it's been just find Darkspawn, kill them, repeat as necessary.
Right, okay.
Let's continue this at another time.
As you wish. I'll be here if you need me.
I had some difficulty with the microphone, Fury Phoenix. There was a bug with my noise suppression,
I'm here.
which I had to turn off, and I haven't been able to fix the audio levels as of yet. But I appreciate the feedback, very much appreciated.
Compared to yours, my life will seem dull indeed.
Have you played the Dragon Age Inquisition by yourself, by the way?
Your name, Blackwall, doesn't sound Orlesian.
Cullen is my romance option.
I was from the Free Marchers originally. Markham, that was a long time ago. Another life.
I hear that many wardens were once criminals.
You're right. When you join, your past is forgotten, so let's leave it that way.
Okay, don't want to talk about his past. I know why, because I played this game as well, but I'm not going to reveal it. If someone that is watching, I don't want any spoilers.
What did you do before you became a warden?
I was a soldier, a nobody trained to wield a sword and follow orders. I grew weary of
Fear. It's a little bit foreshadowing.
So you became a warden?
More or less. Becoming a Grey Warden was the first time I felt like I mattered. The life I led before seems hollow in comparison. Perhaps one day it will fade away.
Why did you join the Wardens?
Because they remember honor and sacrifice. Words that have little meaning to the rest of us. Because they lay down their lives for those they have sworn to protect. We all need to believe there are such men in the world. I needed to believe I could be one of them.
Alright.
We can continue this discussion at another time.
Very well.
Alright. Let's go and speak with Cullen a little bit. See if we have any more romance or dialogue options with him. So I don't miss anything before the game continues.
You travelled some distance to reach Haven. You're from the Circle in Ostwick?
Not used to travel.
I spent the better part of my life there. It feels strange to be away.
It does at times. I'm still getting used to it myself. It's been...
You have all the tavern songs on a
I'm
playlist?
sorry. The Circle isn't the most
Is
pleasant
that on
topic of
Spotify or?
conversation forever. Shall we speak of something else?
That's impressive, by the way. It's a little bit nerdy, but I respect that. Okay. Let's ask Cullen about his personal life.
I should get to know you better. We are working together after all.
What would you like to know?
All right. Where are you from?
Fair enough. How to act for Elden. Oh, okay. We got a... My esteemed lady, Sidonia, like to... Blah, blah, blah. Thought I would be young mistress and exposed to all cultures. Oh, that's a long. And codex entry.
I grew up in Ferelden near home. I was transferred
Where did that come from?
shortly after the Blight. This is the first I've returned in almost 10 years.
Barracks from Kirkwall.
Barracks from Kirkwall. Did you two know each other?
I knew he was friends with the champion of Kirkwall, but little else. We've spoken more since I joined the Inquisition, largely at the barracks assistance. Apparently, I spend too much time with a serious expression on my face, and it's bad for my health.
If you're new to my playthrough Fear Phoenix, I played mage in all three games. Is in the Origins and Dragon Age 2. And since I played mage in the first game, I don't know if you remember this or know this, Cullen was a Templar in the Circle. And you could flirt with him, and he freaked out and ran away. It's hilarious.
You haven't seen Ferelden in 10 years. Are you glad to be back?
I was not sorry to leave at the time. I did not expect to return. Now, between the Divine's murder and the breach, I've arrived to find nothing but chaos.
The Blight.
You were in Ferelden during the Blight. Did you fight Darkspawn?
No, I was stationed at Ferelden's Circle Tower. The Circle had troubles of its own. I remained there during the Blight.
What happened?
What happened at the Circle Tower?
Few who survived the Blight have fond memories of that time.
Yeah, exactly. It was in that.
What was Kirkwall like?
While I was there, Canary occupied and then attacked the city. The Viscount's murder caused political unrest. Relations between mages and Templars fell apart. An apostate blew up the chantry, and the Knight Commander went mad. Other than that, fine.
Other than that, it was fun.
Mages and Templars.
You were at the conclave. You must have heard people speak of it.
Yes, but you were there.
There was tension between mages and Templars long before I arrived. Eventually, it reached a breaking point. There was fighting in the streets. Abominations began killing both sides. It was a nightmare.
How did it end?
What happened then?
The Templars should have restored order. Red Lyrian had driven Knight Commander Meredith mad. She threatened to kill Kirkwall's champion. Turned on her own men. I'm not sure how far she would have gone. Too far.
So you opposed her?
I stood with the champion against her, in the end. I should have seen through Meredith sooner.
Yeah, that was a whole mess in
I'll
itself.
let you return to your work.
Should you require anything, I'll be here.
Yeah, but come on, I haven't
Was there
said
something you
anything
need?
about it. Tell me about the Templar life.
I'd like to know more about the Templars.
If you need insight into what the Order is doing now, I'm afraid I can't offer more than you already know. Anything else, I will answer as best I can.
How did you become a Templar?
Why did you join the Order?
I could think of no better calling than to protect those in need. I used to beg the Templars as our local chantry to teach me. At first, they merely humored me. I must have shown promise, or at least a willingness to learn. The Knight Captain spoke to my parents on my behalf. They agreed to send me for training. I was 13 when I left home.
Only 13.
That's still so young.
I wasn't the youngest there. Some children are promised to the Order at infancy. Still, I didn't take on full responsibilities until I was 18. The Order sees you trained and educated first.
And what about your family? Did you miss them?
Ooh, there were many my age who felt the same. We learned to look out for one another.
Prior to the Conclave, I'd only encountered Templars in the Circle. Do they do anything besides guard mages?
Templars protect against the dangers of magic. Before the Order left the Chantry, that meant serving in a circle. They were also tasked with tracking apostates or fighting demons inevitably summoned by the weak or malicious.
What do you think of mages? Are they all a threat?
I've seen the suffering magic can inflict. I've treated mages with distrust because of it, at times without cause. That was unworthy of me. I will try not to do so. Not that I want mages moving through our base completely unchecked. We need safeguards in place to protect people, including mages, from possession of the beast.
I know how I spent
I know
my
that,
time in the Circle. But what was a typical day for a Templar?
I think Cullen's view on the mages is pretty
The last
balanced,
time I was in a circle was right before it
but
fell apart.
it's clear he's very biased about
Before that, then?
his background
Certain
as a
rituals
Templar.
require a full guard. A mage's howling, for instance. I've attended a few. Most of the time, you merely maintain a presence, on patrol or in the circle, ready to respond if needed. Mages pretend to ignore that presence, but they're watching you just as closely.
Do you not speak to the
We would
mages?
spend all day with Templars, and yet they rarely spoke to us.
A habit often mistaken for coldness, I'm sure. But we are expected to keep a certain distance from our charges. If a mage is possessed or uses blood magic, you must act quickly, without hesitation. Your judgment cannot be clouded. And of course, ignoring one another does nothing to foster understanding.
No, that's true. It's a hard balance, I'd imagine.
What does Templar training involve?
There is weapon and combat training. Even without their abilities, Templars are among the best warriors in Status. Initiates must also memorize portions of the Chant of Light, study history, and improve their mental focus.
Enjoy
Did
it.
you enjoy your training?
To learn everything. If I was giving my life to this, I would be the best Templar I could.
You were a model student.
I wanted to be. I wasn't always successful. Watching a candle burn down while reciting the chant of transfigurations wasn't the most exciting task. And I admit, my mind sometimes wandered.
Do Templars take vows? I swear to the Maker to watch all the mages. That sort of thing.
There's a vigil first. You're meant to be at peace during that time, but your life is about to change. When it's over, you'll give yourself to a life of service. That's when you're given a filter, your first draft of lyrium and its power. As Templars, we are not to seek wealth or acknowledgement. Our lives belong to the Maker and the path we have chosen.
Oh,
life of
the
service
romance option.
and sacrifice. Are Templars also expected to give up physical temptations?
Physical? Why would you? That's not expected. Templars can marry.
He stumbled a little bit
There
there.
are rules around it, and the Order must grant permission. Some may choose to give up more through their devotion, but it's not required.
What about you?
Have you?
Me? No, I've taken no such vows. Maker's breath. Can you speak of something else?
That's all I wanted to know. Thank you.
Another time then.
Alright, I thought it was
Did you
something
need
else. Okay, here, okay. Now we've done all the question marks, investigations. Let's see what we have. Anything I should know?
Is there anything I should know?
The Lord Seeker's actions are a mystery, but the Templars will aid us. They cannot sit idle while the breach remains.
Why did they leave?
Why would Templars break away from the Chantry?
The Order believes the Chantry no longer supports their efforts. Not to the extent they should.
What changed?
But the Templars have served the Chantry for ages.
And in that time, they've come to take the Order's services for granted. Templars risk their lives against blood magic, demons, abominations, to feel as if those efforts are dismissed. I may disagree with the Order's actions, but I'm here as proof of that. I sympathize with their frustrations.
Anything
What
I
do you
should know?
think of the people you work with?
What do you mean?
What do you think of our ambassador?
We have little in common. How she delights in meeting with nobles all day is beyond me. But I enjoy working with her.
Liliana?
How do you like working with Liliana?
The Inquisition would not exist without her. I may not always agree with her methods. She's more passionate about our cause than anyone. Cassandra may have declared the Inquisition publicly. Liliana is just as responsible for its formation.
Are you satisfied with the Inquisition's forces?
Our numbers are small, but they suit our needs for the time being. Some Templars have joined us instead of following the Order.
That's good, that's
They've
good.
proven invaluable in training new recruits.
I have no more
I should
questions.
let you get back to work.
But I was Santra, I had one more
There's something
question.
you need.
What do you think of the people you work with?
What do you mean?
No, we didn't. I was done.
I should let you get back to work.
Alright, also all done. Okay, we... Cassandra?
Yes.
Something new for us? She was avoiding another question, I
Ask you
remember.
about the Chantry.
It is difficult to say what becomes of the Chantry now. They have no Templars, no leadership, and no one left who is worthy of succeeding the Divine. It has fallen apart when everyone needs it the most. I ache to think what this will mean in the days to come.
Should the song should be saved? Why did you leave?
I'm surprised you rebelled against the Chantry.
I left my own order when they took the wrong path. It is no different. But in neither case did I stop caring. Indeed, I care so much that I feel drastic action is necessary. I suppose history shall
Yeah,
one day
she
judge
is
my actions.
pretty rash. Who is Chancellor Roderick?
What
That's a good...
influence does Chancellor Roderick really wield?
He's a bureaucrat, responsible for communicating the Divine's will to the rest of the Chantry. Therefore, he's accustomed to the clerics hanging on his every word, hoping his influence will benefit them. Despite that, Roderick is not a bad man. He's frightened, and believes his place is to fill the gap left by Most Holy's death.
Yeah, okay, fair
Some
enough.
might agree. As far down the chain of command as he is, there is no one left above him.
Ah, will it be a problem?
How big a problem could he be?
No more than he is already. He sent his message to the College of Clerics. That is the only card he had to play. Dealing with him further only lends him credibility he doesn't deserve.
Will the Chantry replace Divine Justinia?
They will try. Once the priests withdraw for the Grand Consensus, it is against Chantry law for them to emerge without naming a new divine.
It's just
Sometimes
like
it
electing a
takes
pope,
days,
right?
or weeks, or even months. The problem now is that no clear successor to Justinia exists. All worthy clerics died with her at the conclave.
So what happens if they can't agree on someone?
Theoretically, they will argue until exhaustion takes them or they see reason. Practically, however, if the Grand Consensus goes on too long, the Chantry will crumble. Any cleric with ambition but little sense will see this as her one chance, and plenty of such clerics exist. We shall see what happens. The Inquisition must act in the meantime.
Would you serve as a new divine?
If they do choose a new divine, will you serve her?
That depends on whether she would have me. I am a rebel now, remember? And even if she would, I do not know. It would depend on what type of divine she is. I am no longer in a position to follow blindly, and no new divine could expect such obedience now.
Do you really believe the Chantry is worth preserving?
If you ask my opinion, it is. Absolutely. Cast the Chantry aside and new problems replace old ones. We will have learned nothing from history. The people need stability, and the Chantry needs a new purpose.
No, fair enough.
Andraste had a dream for us.
Okay, so
It can
she
still
wants
be
to
achieved.
preserve the Chantry, but maybe reform it.
So, what should this new purpose be?
A dedication to what is truly important. Instead of building cathedrals and sewing gowns for the divine, the Chantry used to spend its coin feeding the poor. If we are to spread the Maker's word across the world, we must do so with open hearts and open hands.
That's
That sounds
Nice.
rather idealistic of you.
Does it? I do not think it's so unachievable. The Chantry has many good, honest people. They just need direction and inspiration.
Yeah.
They need to be freed from centuries of adherence to tradition and ceremony. A chance for renewal is at our fingertips. It does not have to come with utter chaos.
Thank you.
okay.
Do you need something?
I don't like how they take you out of the conversation without backtracking.
I have some more questions.
Why am I not surprised?
What happened to your brother? Can we?
Tell
Oh
me
yeah.
about your brother.
I would prefer not to speak of Anthony.
Okay, we can. We don't know
Another
that.
time, perhaps.
I'll let
See-
you get back to work.
I want
Do you
to
need something?
tell her about the Seekers.
Can you tell me more about the Seekers?
The Seekers of Truth were born from the original Inquisition long ago, when it united with the Chantry. Seekers stood above the Templars, watching over them but also investigating magical events they couldn't handle. We were meant to be incorruptible, above reproach. How seldom does reality match the ideal?
Yeah, but what are they?
But what are Seekers exactly?
Those who know anything of us think we are Templars. We do not use Lyrian, however. Our abilities are different, as was our original purpose. We disciplined the Templars and were accountable only to the Divine. And not even her, truthfully.
How do you, what? No, do we lead? Okay.
So the Seekers commanded the Templars.
No, the Order didn't assume command until after the rebellion. The Templars have always feared us. When a Seeker arrived at a circle, they knew trouble was afoot. That kind of power is troubling. You begin to think you are the only one who can solve the world's problems.
Yeah, okay.
If you don't see a problem, it doesn't exist. If someone insists it does, they are the blind ones.
How do you become a Seeker?
How does someone become a Seeker?
Most Seekers begin training in their youth. I was much older, an exception due to my noble birth. We train rigorously for years. Our bodies and minds must be elastic to undergo the vigil, and
Elastic.
most fail even then.
What's the vigil?
Is the vigil some kind of initiation?
It is the rite every Seeker must go through in order to summon their gifts. A full year of fasting, prayer, and separation
full
from
year?
all distractions, including other people. We empty ourselves of all emotion, focusing only on the purity of our devotion.
Fool here.
And the moment
What
it
the
finally
fuck?
ends, it's wonderful. Faith realized. I cannot put it into words.
It does sound wonderful.
I wish I could
Oh, she
explain.
approves. Nice.
If the vigil was not so arduous, I'd say more should attempt it. What if mages never needed to fear possession by demons? I'm told it is impossible, however. I suppose I'll never know the truth of it now.
What abilities do you have?
You mentioned that Seekers have different abilities than Templars.
Entirely. A Templar's abilities come from lyrium and are designed to hunt mages. Ours come from ritual and many years of dedicated training. We cannot be possessed by demons and are immune to mind control. Useful considering our role. Seekers can gain other gifts, but that depends on the individual.
What are your
What
gifts?
kind of gifts do you have?
I can set the lyrium within a person's blood aflame. Both mages and Templars bend before my will. Some Seekers use it to interrogate, others simply to paralyze. Once there was a Seeker who could use it to kill. That particular gift is considered rare.
Why did you rebel
Why
then?
did your order turn against the Chantry?
We originally united with the Chantry through a treaty that stated they would keep mages under control. It was felt Most Holy had tacitly allowed the Circle of Magi to vote on its independence, thus breaking the treaty. The Seekers saw themselves as justified, and they led the Templars into a war of righteousness.
You sound like you disagree.
We knew what was happening at Kirkwall, where the Mage Rebellion began. We looked into reports of Knight Commander Meredith's harsh treatment of her charges years earlier.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
But we found so many shocking cases of magical corruption, it was decided her actions were justified. If we'd been there when it happened, if we'd looked harder at the root causes,
You deeply care about
You
it.
seem to care a great deal about it.
too much, if you ask the rest of my orders. When faced with a problem, the Seekers would close ranks and crush it. We would find an answer, but only once we felt we weren't being coerced. The moment the mages voted for independence, our response was predictable. It was difficult to watch.
I've no more questions.
Okay. That's it. Iron Bull. Let's talk to her. Talk to him. Him. We got Krem here. Start with Krem, maybe?
Can I help you with anything?
I'd like to know more about the Iron Bull.
The chief. Last time I met him, he saved my life. I never thought I'd work for a Canary, but he grows on you. He's not like any commander I've ever worked for. That's for damn sure.
What kind of commander is
How's
he?
Iron Bull as a commander?
If you know what you're doing and hold up your end, he's easy. He doesn't accept any less. If he keeps us alive, he leads from the front, and if you've an idea that'll win the fight, he listens. I've seen bands whose captains had to prove they were swinging the biggest sword. Bull isn't like that. The charges might give him more lip than you'd expect, but every one of us would lay down our lives for the big ass.
How did a Tevinter soldier wind up in a Kunari spy's mercenary company?
I wasn't a soldier at the time. I was in some trouble, trying to flee to Vinter. A Tribune and his men caught me in a border town tavern. They meant to make an example of me. Bull killed them. Gave up his eye doing it. Patched me up and asked if I was looking for work. I've been putting up with his jokes ever since.
He gave up his eye?
That's how he lost the eye.
Yes. The guards had me on the tavern floor when Bull came inside and yelled for them to stop. One of them saw trouble coming and figured he'd finish me off. The guard had a flare. Bull put himself between me and the blow. Big horned idiot. Didn't even know me.
You see him being Canary odd?
Is it strange to work for a Kunari?
He hasn't tried to convert us to the Qun, if that's what you're asking. Bull's charges don't care who you light a candle for, so long as your shield stays up. If he hadn't told me he was Ben Hasrath, I'd have thought he'd left that life behind.
I'm surprised he told you.
I didn't expect he'd tell you all that he was a spy.
Not the whole band, but those who've been around long enough to trust. He figures most of us would find out sooner or later, and it should come from him. Eyes to eye, he says. He's never messed up a job. He just writes letters back home. Lots of the boys write letters back home.
Goodbye.
We'll talk later.
Okay, let's talk to Iron Bull then.
You've got good form. Cullen's putting his Templar training to good use.
Yes, he is.
I'm impressed by what Cullen has accomplished with the troops.
Damn right. It takes time to build a group into a team, but he's got their loyalty. Now he just needs them to make a decent shield wall, and they'll be good to go. Biggest problem for the Inquisition right now isn't on the front line. It's at the top. You've got no leader, no Inquisitor.
Oh yeah, I'm not the Inquisitor. Not yet, that's true. Do we need one?
The Inquisition has done all right so far without an Inquisitor.
That's because all we've needed so far is damage control, reaction. A group can handle that. Once you've sealed the breach, it's gonna be time to make decisions. Someone's gonna have to step up. Who knows? Maybe you seal the breach. The Chantry gets off its ass and all those soldiers go home and get fat.
Let's hope so.
You think?
It could happen. It won't, but it could. What can I do for you?
Tell me of the Ben
I'd
Hathrath.
like to know more about your work with the Ben Hathrath.
Ben Hathrath is actually a general term. You've got the secret police who investigate problems inside our territory. You've got the re-educators who take people with problems and fix their minds. Or make them disappear. And then you've got the spies.
Re-educators?
How do the re-educators work?
I only know the basics. Wasn't my area. That said, keep a man awake long enough. Ask the right questions, give the right potions, and you can get him to say anything. You don't need blood magic or demons to change someone's mind. We're a lot more fragile than we'd like to believe.
Okay. It's really nice. Okay. Well. Your job is spying?
And you're a spy.
Close. I am now, I suppose. But that's not how I started. They sent me to Saharan because they needed someone who could fight and hunt down problems. That whole island was a sack of cats.
I wonder if it's not
Incursions
freezing.
of
It doesn't have any
Talmashah and
clothes.
Native rebels fighting both
It
sides.
looks cold.
And in the middle, me, trying to wrangle the rebels and restore order.
I can't imagine that was easy.
Nope. I hunted down a lot of rebels. Lost a lot of friends to the Vince, or the Fog Warriors, or the Talvashar.
The Vince,
One
is
day
that the
I woke up
Venatori?
and couldn't think of a damned reason to keep doing my job. Turned myself into the re-educators.
You'd heard what the re-educators did to their prisoners.
Yes, I had. I wanted them to fix me like they fixed them. The Ben Hathrath ordered me to go to Orlais, ostensibly as a Talvashar, and work undercover. That's how I ended up here.
Ah, no, I'm not gonna romance Iron Bull. Wow.
That's, damn.
You did ask. Anyway, nice talking with you.
Alright. Okay, let's see
What
if
can I do for you?
there's nothing else. Tell about the Canary. Why the name Iron Bull? I wanna know.
How did you get the name Iron Bull?
I picked it. We don't have names under the cube. Just, I don't know. Job descriptions, I guess. When I came to Orlais, I chose the Iron Bull for myself.
Why that name though?
But why specifically Iron Bull?
This may surprise you, but I really like hitting things.
Kinda
Also, it's
guessed
the
that already.
Iron Bull, technically. I like having an article at the front. It makes it sound like I'm not even a person, just a mindless weapon. An implement of destruction. That really works for me.
Alright, anything about the
I'd
Canary
like
I
to
should
know
know?
more about the Kunari.
I think
You writing a book?
you're interesting. Well,
What I've heard about them sounds fascinating.
What you've heard was mostly horse shit. All right. What do you want to know?
well, how they govern, do they not marry, day-to-day life. No, wait. What does Canary mean?
The word Kunari, is that the race or the religion?
Both. Kind of. The humans and elves who follow the Qun are the Vidathari. The Qunari who break away from the Qun are Talvasha, deserters.
And those who predate the Qun?
What about Qunari who existed before the Qun?
The people we came from. They're called the Kasith, but we don't use that word for the race. We came south to Thedas because the Kasith were... I don't know. We had to leave. The stories aren't clear. But I don't expect they look much like us. Whatever they are.
Okay, goodbye. I don't want to. I don't want to have a full.
What's going on?
No, wait. I don't. No, I don't want to click you.
See ya.
Okay, there. Okay, I don't want to have Iron Bull's full history of the Qunari. That's a little bit is just enough. Oh, yes. Just so much exposition I can take at a time. Okay, let's check here.
Got the door again, Flisser. Don't know how it keeps...
Oh, we got a song collected.
Oh, you know Eclipse.
Hey, Sarah.
Sitting and waiting. Great, yeah?
Investigate. Carry on.
I'll be back if I need you. Go on.
Nothing
Sitting
new.
and waiting.
No, I clicked her
Right,
again.
yeah?
What the fuck?
I'll be back if I need you. Go on.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, the war table. We have operations to do. Oh, Vivian.
Did you need something, darling?
Oh, yes, darling. Tell me about the circle. No, I don't want. Want to help the circle?
Is there anything I can do to help your efforts at restoring the circle?
After the circles fell, their libraries were plundered by scavengers.
Yeah.
1,000 years of recorded knowledge in the hands of bandits. It makes me sick to think.
Ah, it's a companion quest.
I've received news that some tomes have been located, if you are interested in righting this wrong.
Yeah, I'll find them.
I'll look into it for you.
If you can take care of this matter, the circle would be in your debt.
A hinterlands, western approach, exalted plains. Okay, so there are some scattered around.
Not equipped to care for this many refugees.
Okay. Tony.
Apothecary Adon wanted to know when you might be able to provide the materials he needs. I asked Adon not to rush us. Demon essence is dangerous. Sorry.
Excellent.
No, it's fine. Just tell him what...
I think that's turned in all. Yeah, we turned in all of them. Good. There we go. Bonus against demons, bonus damage against humanoids. Excellent. What's up, Josephine?
Greetings.
Anything to report?
What do the people make of us?
Despite our fame, we're low on steadfast allies. We must aim for more.
Okay, so any guests?
Any visiting dignitaries I should watch out for?
Sir Griffith of Denerim, a most distinguished knight of the realm. He's defeated darkspawn, slain demons, chased down abominations.
Impressive.
Just don't ask him about it over dinner. He spares no detail.
Nah, but I don't have a weak stomach, so I will be fine, I think. Summon War Council. Okay, we got some stuff to do here. Let's see. Okay, I'll pull up my my laptop because I need to check what to do. Red Heart.
Has Cassandra spoken to you about my new recruits?
They are not your recruits, Commander. They're ours.
Such as the reach of the threat increases from a distant clan of Dalish comes as a surprise. A letter following script. Okay, can I? Where is it? I didn't find it. Fuck. Trying to find this one because there's different outcomes from the different visors, so I really wanna. Okay, we can choose whichever for this one. Choose successor in Leeds. Okay, which should we choose here? Should choose Callum, we get more influence. And influence is more important than that.
To work?
Anything else? Part 2. Okay, here it's different. We can get a blade or a shield. Take the blade then. No! Oh! Is it the other way around? Alright. Flames on the Inquisitor Chargers. Okay. So, horse thing. Investigate the strange chalk markings. Influence. Completed. Okay. Turn to Ferelden. Watchtowers. Yes. Good. Now we're done with those. An offer from the Blade of Hesarians. Okay, a Blade of Hesarians. We do force as we get the influence. The Bog Unicorn. Okay, all these are...
Let's see what we have.
Since we met Master Dennett, the Horse Master, we can unlock different Champions of the Just, the Hushed Whisperers. Alright. Fair enough. Made some progress there. 160 influence. Always something. Okay, let's go to Liliana. I want to see if she has something to say.
Make her be with you. It seems Blackwall knows nothing about the disappearance of the Grey Wardens. It's a disappointment. I am, however, glad that he is with us, even if he was not what I expected. He seems to be a good man, and his experience will be an asset to the Inquisition. As for the other Wardens, I suppose we will have to keep looking.
Any updates?
Anything I should know?
I've nothing to report at the moment.
You're well connected.
You seem to know a great many people.
I have made friends, and on occasion enemies. It's unavoidable.
You met the hero Ferelden?
You have a history with the Warden who entered the Blight, don't you?
I count her among my closest friends. She's probably the only person I trust completely. I haven't heard from her in some time. She just disappeared. I try not to think about what might have happened.
Did you know Hawk?
They say you spent some time in Lothering. Did you know the champion?
We spoke a few times. I seldom left the Chantry, and we never became more than casual acquaintances. I saw more of the Hawk twins. Bethany in particular. She would spend time in meditation at the Chantry, and she seemed to like my stories. The other one, the young man, he was a little surly. I did encounter the champion again later in Kirkwall. Those were terrible times.
Yeah, I remember there was a short quest where we in Dragon Age 2.
Was this when the Chantry was destroyed?
No, that happened later. But even then, the news coming out of Kirkwall was disheartening. There were some in Val Rayeau who wanted the Divine to declare an exalted march on Kirkwall. Justina sent me there to see if that could be avoided, to gather evidence to calm those agitating for war. I guess it didn't matter in the end.
We can continue this conversation later.
You know where I am.
I still have questions. I don't.
Did you
don't
need
have.
something?
Yeah. Justinia's left
They
hand.
called you the left hand of the Divine.
That they did. What of it?
What does it mean? What is the left hand?
What exactly does the left hand of the Divine do?
A Divine always has enemies, and Justinia had more than most. I protected her. I watched, had an ear to every door. I identified threats, and I dealt with them.
Why so many enemies?
Why did Justinia have so many enemies?
There were many who felt she was unfit to be divine. She had a past, a worldly life. Unlike many, she wasn't given to the Chantry as a child. She chose it, and somehow that made her unworthy.
What?
And because they thought she was unworthy, they wished her harm.
That's a bit shady.
It sounds like you did some unscrupulous things as the left hand.
Perhaps, but wouldn't you do anything to protect what you love?
Why don't you join my party?
I could use the left hand of the Divine at my side out there.
Every agent out in the world is my eyes, my ears, my blade. Wherever my people are, I am also. Coming with you, leaving my post, would blind and bound me. Do you see?
Why start the
What is
Inquisition?
the point of an Inquisition?
Justinia would have started the Inquisition if the Divine Conclave failed to restore peace. She hoped that with enough support, we could challenge the very tenets of the Chantry. She wanted the Chantry to treat the mages fairly. But sometimes I wonder, why stop at mages? The Chantry has committed many injustices. If we're going to change it, why not change the whole thing? It's just a thought. None of this will be possible if we fail.
No, I'm sorry she died.
I'm sorry she didn't live to see the Inquisition.
So am I.
Let's continue
We'll
later.
talk more later.
Yep, we're done. Whoop. Jumpy, jumpy. Let's see. Maybe we have some
Secret Ask told me that he can't
upgrade
let the herbs
potions?
serve anything less than 8.
research. Embryon, we need the embryon. Duration. Okay, I need rash vine, deep mushrooms. Increase healing amount by 3 per second. Okay. Lyrium potions. Fair enough. Yeah, we need more of those. Tonics. No. Grenades. Confusion. Active fire. Healing mist. Okay. Jar of bees. Jar of bees. Yeah, we got this. It's for it's for Sarah, I think.
We'll gather our own.
Hi Solas, do you have anything new for me?
Closing the breach is our primary goal. But I hope we might also discover what was used to create it. Any artifact of such power is dangerous. The destruction of the Conclave proves that much.
You think it survived?
You don't think whatever created the explosion was destroyed in the blast?
You survived, did you not? The artifact that created the breach is unlike anything seen in this age. I will not believe it destroyed until I see the shattered fragments with my own eyes.
I agree.
We would do well to try to recover whatever created the breach.
Liliana's people have scoured the area near the blast and found nothing. Whatever the artifact was, it is no longer there. In any case, did you need me for anything?
Anything more I should know
What
about?
do you know about the Fade?
A great deal from my wanderings. There are few hard facts, but I can share what I have learned.
Tell me about the breach.
I'd like to know more about the breach.
Simply put, it is a tear in the veil between this world and the Fade, allowing spirits to enter the world physically. Small tears occur naturally when magic weakens the veil, or when spirits cluster at an area that has seen many deaths. But your mark allows you to exert some control over the breach. That means it was created deliberately.
Really? Deliberately?
I'd like to know more about the Veil.
Circle mages call it a barrier between this world and the Fade, but according to my studies in ancient elven lore, that is a vast oversimplification. Without it, imagine if spirits entered freely. The Fade was not a place one went, but a state of nature like the wind.
It's
It
marvelous.
sounds like it would be wonderful.
And dangerous. But yes, a world where imagination defines reality, where spirits are as common as trees or grass. Instead, spirits are strange and fearful, and the Fade is a terrifying world touched only by mages and dreamers. I am glad that I'm not alone in seeing the beauty of such a world, along with the obvious peril.
I'd like to know more about demons.
Your circle says that demons hate the natural world and seek to bring their chaos and destruction to the living. But such simplistic labels misconstrue their motivations, and in so doing, do all a great disservice. Spirits wish to join the living, and a demon is that wish gone wrong.
Can we change it?
Is there a way to coexist? To live with them? If not in peace, at least without such active confrontation.
Not in the world we know today. The Veil creates a barrier that makes true understanding most unlikely. But the question is a good one, and it matters that you thought to ask.
We'll talk later.
Goodbye. Hello.
I'd like to know more about you, Solus.
Why?
I respect you.
You're an apostate, yet you risked your freedom to help the Inquisition.
The wisest course of action when framed that way.
I appreciate the work you're doing, Solus. I just wanted to know more about you.
I'm sorry. With so much fear in the air. What would you know of me?
Alright. Well, why study the
What
Fade?
made you start studying the Fade?
I grew up in a village to the north. There was little to interest a young man, especially one gifted with magic. But as I slept, spirits of the Fade showed me glimpses of wonders I had never imagined. I treasured my dreams. Being awake, out of the Fade, became troublesome.
Sounds dangerous.
Did spirits try to tempt you?
No more than a brightly colored fruit is deliberately tempting you to eat it. I learned how to defend myself from more aggressive spirits, and how to interact safely with the rest. I learned how to control my dreams with full consciousness. There was so much I wanted to explore.
I gather you didn't spend your entire life dreaming.
No. Eventually, I was unable to find new areas in the Fade.
Why?
2 reasons. First, the Fade reflects the world around it. Unless I traveled, I would never find anything new. Second, the Fade reflects and is limited by our imaginations. To find interesting areas, one must be interesting.
Is this why you joined the Inquisition?
I joined the Inquisition because we were all in terrible danger. If our enemies destroyed the world, I would have nowhere to lay my head while dreaming of the Fade.
I wish you luck.
Thank you. In truth, I've enjoyed experiencing more of life to find more of the Fade.
How so?
You train your will to control magic and withstand possession. Your indomitable focus is an enjoyable side benefit. You have chosen a path whose steps you do not dislike because it leads to a destination you enjoy. As have I.
Where have you studied?
You said you'd traveled to many different places.
This world, or its memory, is reflected in the Fade. Dream in ancient ruins, and you may see a city lost to history. Some of my fondest memories were found in crumbling cities, long picked dry by treasure seekers, the best of the battlefields. Spirits press so tightly on the veil that you can slip across with but a thought.
Which battlefield?
Any place in particular?
I dreamt at Ostagar. I witnessed the brutality of the Darkspawn and the valor of the Ferelden warriors.
Oh,
I saw Alistair,
Ostagar,
the
really?
hero of Ferelden, light the signal fire, and Logain's infamous betrayal of Kaelin's forces.
Ah, yeah, you saw it. Tell me what happened.
I've heard the stories. It would be interesting to hear what it was really like.
That's just it. In the Fade, I see reflections created by spirits who react to the emotions of the warriors. One moment, I see heroic wardens lighting the fire, and a power-mad villain sneering as he lets King Kaelin fall. The next, I see an army overwhelmed and a veteran commander refusing to let more soldiers die in a lost cause.
And you can't tell which is real.
It is the Fade. They are all real.
All right, that's
Have you always traveled and studied alone?
because they reflect emotions, right?
I have built many lasting friendships. Spirits of wisdom, possessed of ancient knowledge, happy to share what they had seen. Spirits of purpose helped me search. Even wisps, curious and playful, would point out treasures I might have missed.
Wisdom and purpose?
I don't know of any spirits by those names.
They rarely seek this world. When they do, their natures do not often survive exposure to the people they encounter. Wisdom and purpose are too easily twisted to pride and desire.
Those are demon names.
You're saying that you became friends with Pride and Desire demons?
They were not demons for me.
Meaning?
The Fade reflects the minds of the living. If you expect a spirit of wisdom to be
This is very insightful
it will adapt.
and a
if
very
your mind is
different
free of
perspective
corrupting
how
influences,
we've
if
been
you
taught
understand the
about
nature of the spirit, they can be fast
spirits and
friends.
demons in the first two games.
I'm impressed that you could become friends with spirits.
Anyone who can dream has the potential. Few ever try. My friends comforted me in grief and shared my joy. Yet, because they exist without form, as we understand it, the Chantry declares that spirits are not truly people. Is Cassandra defined by her cheekbones and not her faith? Varric by his chest hair and not his wit?
I hadn't thought about it that way, but I see your point.
Thank you. Few are willing to entertain such a notion.
Goodbye.
We'll talk later.
Goodbye.
Did I say anything else? No, nothing else.
We'll talk later.
Goodbye.
Okay. Excellent. I think we talked to most of them. We have Varric left to talk to. Then I think we're gonna take a break, end the stream for now. Anything about Hawk?
I read your Tale of the Champion, and I have a few questions.
That's a pretty common reaction.
I think we asked this already,
Go
right?
ahead.
Yeah, exactly.
Carry on.
Need something?
A personal
Can I
question.
ask you something, Varric?
You want to talk about me? I'm flattered. Also inclined toward extravagant lies.
Oh yeah,
Thanks, Varric.
No problem.
so we talked to him about everything already.
I hear my cry.
Let I'm gonna buy some of these. Spindleweed. Black Lotus. Crystal Grace. Gold Lotus. Some more Dragonthorn. Some more. Deathroot. Deep mushrooms. Embryo. Phoenix Gate, alright. Rash Fine. Need it for the herbalist thingy. No, that's scales. Ghoul Spear, that's a herb. As is this. As is this. This as well. This is also herb. Yeah, no, it's cheating. I don't care. As I said, I don't wanna. This is just too much to run around with. To farm. It's too much, alright? Fair enough. Now we're down here. Alright, so we're gonna go back to Hinterlands and also the Falamire before doing the end quest. We'll see when we do that. But for now, we're gonna end the stream for tonight. And thank you for tuning in. Bye bye.